Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a clip of a plus-size influencer talking about the anxiety they experience getting onto an airplane because they can't fit into their own seat. You thought it was bad sitting next to somebody that doesn't fit into their own seat and they're spilling into your seat. Apparently, they have anxiety. We're also going to be taking a look at a couple of bonus clips. Did you know that I have a second channel where I talk about things that are not related to fat acceptance? It's called Cynical Reacts. I recently released a video on that channel about a 400-pound woman who skipped out on her tab at Applebee's and got arrested. Here's a link. Before we proceed, please click the like button so that I may apply comb to mustache.
We have all heard the not-so-funny jokes about having to sit next to a fat person on a plane.
Yeah, those jokes aren't funny, especially if we're the one being crushed.
But we don't hear enough about the anxiety us fat people have from having to be that fat person sitting next to you.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that you have anxiety, but you're literally on me, madam. So to hell with our personal comfort, this person feels anxiety. It's time to put your own personal comfort aside. You would think if you have so much anxiety about not fitting into your own seat that you would do something to fit into your seat.
Please know that we've done our best to select a seat where existing in our body will be of the least inconvenience to you.
You've chosen a seat that is the least inconvenient to me? Not if you're sitting right next to me and you're halfway into my seat. Making this situation work might require a little bit more than some fancy seat switching. They're like, in order to crush you less, I will go to the window seat. Like, what? No, you're still over into my thing. Have you guys ever considered the anxiety that a smoker feels when they're smoking in a non-smoking section? I'm inconveniencing all of you guys, and it's making me feel anxious that you're judging me for that. Perhaps not the best analogy because you're not like harming everyone around you, but if you're touching me, you're kind of harming me. You're touching me. Get off of me.
We fold our bodies and reduce our movements.
You fold your bodies? What? Okay, now we're just being ridiculous. If you can't fit into your own seat, you can't fit into your own seat. If you feel anxious about it, maybe you should do something about that, you know? Maybe that anxiousness is your brain's way of telling you, hey, I should change. Trying to fold ourselves? What? So now we've heard trying to make ourselves small and also trying to fold ourselves. You see an obese person on the plane, they're just like this, like straight up trying to be Transformers and whatnot. They're back there like, take it easy, Optimus Prime. I don't think you're increasing the leg room by doing that.
In an effort to make ourselves small enough to be acceptable in a space.
Always portraying yourself as the victim. Trying to make ourselves small so we can be acceptable to you? No, trying to make yourself fit into a normal seat. You're not making yourself small to be acceptable to me. This isn't my fault. I didn't put you in this situation, and I'm not the one that can get you out of this situation. The one that got you into this situation is the only one that can get you out of this situation, and that person is you.
Not meant for us.
Not meant for us. Yep, they built this plane specifically to dunk on the overweight. They're like, make that seat a little smaller, specifically so people living in a larger body cannot be on this plane comfortably. Since the world does not revolve around you, I think you'll find that the vast majority of it is not meant specifically for you. It's not meant specifically for me either, I know. It was very shocking to learn that the world did not revolve around me. Back when I was like 12. Maybe one day you'll learn that fact too.
Some of us choose not to travel because we don't want to be reminded.
Okay. I choose to not go into situations that I don't fit into as well, you know? You're not making me feel guilty or sad by telling me some of us choose not to travel. You know the last time I traveled anywhere? Like never. To move here to PA, that's the last time I traveled somewhere. You know the last time I went on a vacation? Never once in my entire life, okay? So you're not getting any sympathy from me. Oh, you don't get to travel? Oh no, what am I gonna do? The thing that I never ever get to do ever. You don't get to experience the wonderful life of travel and luxury and leisure that everybody else gets to experience but me. I'm so sad for that. Sorry, my bitterness is coming through.
That our fat bodies aren't welcome in a land where straight sizes are assumed and what we need is plus or extra.
If you don't fit into the seat, then you do need plus and extra that other people do not need. The audacity that this person has to act like the world needs to be custom made for them and to get outraged at all this infrastructure that existed before they even got here is completely ridiculous. What happens if we make the seats a little bit bigger to accommodate all the people that are complaining, and then a couple years from now they don't fit in the seats again because they kept growing? Also, we cannot make a seat that accommodates somebody who is 150 pounds as well as somebody that's 450 pounds. If it accommodates the 450 pound person, the 150 pound person is not going to be properly restrained. Same thing with roller coasters. So it's not really that you guys want to be accepted into society, it's that you want to reform society so that only you can fit into it.
So if you find yourself sitting next to a fat person, choose empathy and solidarity.
Choose empathy and solidarity. Okay, so when you're laying halfway on me, I need to be empathetic to you? Are you going to have any empathy to me, the stranger that you are currently laying on, who does not know you and does not want this?
Against the capitalistic drive to treat all people as a means to gain profit.
As a capitalistic drive to treat all people as a means to gain profit? It's hilarious to me when morbidly obese people talk about capitalism. An overconsumer of goods is a capitalist's wet dream, so that's fairly ironic. Okay, so you're laying halfway into my seat and making me all hot and sweaty because of capitalism. Damn it. Damn that capitalism. This isn't your fault. This is capitalism's fault. And I should feel bad for you because you have anxiety because you're laying on me. Huh. You know, this reminds me of the time I robbed this guy, right? I was robbing this guy, and he was acting all scared and crap. It was giving me a lot of anxiety. I had to tell him, look, dude, stop crying and acting all scared and crap. You're making this whole robbery very uncomfortable for me. You're kind of like ruining the vibe of it, bro. So just give me your money and like smile and say thank you, sir. God, I'm halfway between getting up to get some more coffee. Let's go. The next couple of clips are from this same person, and she's just as ridiculous in those. Next, she's going to be responding to this comment that reads, I believe that the airplane seats were designed for average, healthy-sized people, and if that is too small for you, you should consider eating healthier and going on walks more often. Okay.
Healthy is not a size. Even still, those who are unhealthy still deserve to participate in society.
Sure, but we're not going to punish the healthy by giving the unhealthy special accommodations that encroach on the healthy. You're taking away healthy people's stuff to give it to this person because they can't fit into their own seat because of their own actions? That's not right.
Even if size was found to be 100% linked to health, which it's not, that is not a good excuse to exclude fat people.
If you can't fit into your own seat, you're encroaching on my space. Nobody's excluding you. You excluded yourself. And pay attention to the way she moves her face when she's talking. I don't know why, but it's really throwing me off. She's moving her face like an alien that's trying to mimic human facial expressions.
All people matter regardless of their health and regardless of their size.
Okay. She's got a lot of bizarre, exaggerated facial expressions while she's talking. Okay, so the point that she was trying to make is that even if you're unhealthy, you still deserve to go on flights and have accommodations and whatnot. If you're the one who cannot fit into the seat, then you're the one who should have to purchase an extra seat or make special accommodations, not the person who fits into their seat. It is true that nobody should be punished for being unhealthy, but you're not being punished by not getting to go on an airplane. That's a privilege. Everybody doesn't deserve to go on vacation. The funny thing about all this is that all these people have all these complaints about traveling, like in relation to going on vacations and stuff, but what are you guys taking a vacation from? People that have actually worked hard their entire lives and can fit inside the seat need to be put out because all of these people that are on perpetual vacations need to take up 3 seats. Next. Now she's going to be responding to this comment that reads, or you could just lose weight. Forcing society to accept you and telling people it's okay to be this unhealthy is a bad thing.
So you admit that society doesn't accept me as a fat person?
No. They said forcing society to accept you and telling people it's okay to be this unhealthy is a bad thing.
Why are you okay with that?
What they're not okay with is you trying to encourage other people to be unhealthy, like they said. Let's try to stay focused on the point.
Why are you okay with society rejecting anyone?
That's not what they said.
Especially when it is not for something that they did.
Not for something that they did? So if you can't fit into a seat on an airplane, this isn't something that you did? Somebody else made you unable to fit into that seat somehow? Stop judging me for something that I didn't even do. Our body size is not something that we did?
I will not change for you to accept me.
Okay, but if you want to fit into the seat that has existed for thousands of years, will you change to fit into that seat? What if we lived in an ancient society where we couldn't reshape anything? What if all these sizes of doorways and everything was fixed? Would you lose weight to fit into all this stuff, or you would just get more and more obese and live outside? I don't know.
I can ask you to work against your bias against fat people.
You're the one that seems to have a bias against the world. You think the world is out to get you and it's stopping you from fitting into infrastructure when you're the one that made yourself not fit into the infrastructure. How bizarre.
But I can't actually make you change. At the end of the day, you're the worser for it.
So that guy is the worser because he said you shouldn't encourage people to be unhealthy. Okay. I love how this person tries to flip language around and play the victim. Every single time you leave them a comment, they completely flip it and respond to something that you didn't even say. Nice try. Next, now she's going to be responding to this comment that says, why is being fat acceptable to you? Airplane seats are what they are. People are not born fat. It has nothing to do with capitalism or profit. People aren't born fat? Babies are kind of fat, homie. So don't start off with that.
People are not born fat. So you've never seen a fat baby?
So you've never seen a fat baby? Are you going for happy, sad, confused, aggressive? I don't know, because your facial expressions are all over the place. I'm not trying to go after low-hanging fruit or like make fun of stupid little crap like that. It's just standing out to me like a whole lot. Just pay attention to her facial expressions.
People are not born fat. So you've never seen a fat baby? Anyway, being fat is acceptable because fat people exist. And as people who exist, our bodies are acceptable, just like all bodies are acceptable.
Well, I don't think anybody is saying that your body is unacceptable or you don't deserve to be here.
Why do you think that bodies need to conform to your standards to be accepted?
Nobody said that. You can stop trying to play the victim and turn this whole thing around to be the world lashing out at you and you being the victim.
Airplane seats are what they are because of a drive to collect profits.
It's not a drive to collect profits. Nobody was morbidly obese 100 years ago. The entire world was not built to accommodate morbidly obese people because morbidly obese people didn't exist 100 years ago. Before the advent of cheap, highly processed garbage food, only kings and queens could afford to be morbidly obese. Now the tables have turned and it's not at all a sign of prosperity or wealth to be morbidly obese. Ironically, it's mostly the poor that are morbidly obese now. Rich people are usually concerned with health, and they're all about exercise and eating right and living healthy so they can be around for a long time to enjoy that money.
So we can either nationalize airlines or we can regulate them. Let me know your preference.
Let you know my preference of those two choices that you gave me. Well, boss, I choose none of those. We're not going to nationalize or regulate the airlines, but thanks for the suggestion, boss. So what do you think of the clips that we just saw? Do you have sympathy for obese people experiencing anxiety when they board a plane? Do you think that we should reform the whole world to accommodate them? Leave a comment below. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Anyway, that about does it. Thanks for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one.